Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Neil Tucker. We're down here at the Legend Coalition. I'm here with one of the greats, Dave Vanterpool. Welcome to the Huddle, brother.
Hey, thank you, brother. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Let's talk a little bit what you got going on. Talk a little bit about the league as well.
Well, I mean, first of all, the league, to me, the most important thing is the league. Being here, I'm really proud of Ricky and everything that he's done to put this thing together. I remember when he first was talking about it, and the thoughts came to mind as far as putting this thing together. So it's been great just to see what it's grown to, having a chance to get people back together, all these legends, all these great players and former players, the guys that really brought up the city and helped put the city on the map. Having a chance to come out here and relive their youth and relive their glory days, but more importantly, man, having a chance to get together and see everybody, man. It's something. It makes me smile, give me a warm feeling every time I come in the city and get a chance to come down here. So first and foremost is that. As far as me, I'm still coaching, still with the Portland Trail Blazers, still trying to turn things in the right direction, continue to grow with the team, with the organization. I had a couple head coaching interviews this summer with Orlando Magic and with the Charlotte Hornets, and they ended up going different directions. But I'm still grinding and just trying to continue to grow as a coach.
Respect that. So how you feel about y'all draft picks? How y'all think y'all did this year?
We got two young studs. One of them is coming out of IMG Academy. Simons. His first name is Anthony Simons. Young kid. I think he's 19. Really young. So more of a project. It's gonna take him some time. The other kid is Gary Trent Jr. coming out of Duke. And this is Gary Trent's son. He's a guard, big dude, 6'6", really strong. He might be able to help us and play some spot minutes maybe early. But we'll have to see. We're gonna work with him and try to develop him and help him grow. I mean, shoot, we've done it year in and year out with different guys and helping them grow and mature in their games. And hopefully we can do the same with both of those young guys.
Respect that. So let's talk a little bit about coaching and the passion and the time that it takes. What is it that you like about coaching and what keeps you going each year?
Man, more than anything, and I a lot of times I have to go back to this to remind myself of why I'm doing this, but watching guys mature and grow into better men is like, for me, that's a huge reward. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get hired by Portland right when they drafted Damian Lillard, and being the first guy that he connected with the minute he got to Portland, watching his maturity as a young man, aside from the obviously the stuff that he's able to do on the court, the accolades he's gotten as a player, all that stuff is great, but seeing his whole life change as a young man, seeing his family's life change in general is like a reward to me, because I've been able to be a small part of that. And CJ McCollum, same thing, same situation. And Will Barton, who's now in Denver, being there when he got there and watching him grow into a better young man is like, I mean, that's a huge reward for me, man. And this whole coaching piece, because to me, especially us brothers, we got more of a responsibility to these young dudes than to just teach them some basketball skills. I mean, they can go anywhere and get that. So, that's been the biggest reward for me. And as far as direction, I would advise anybody that feel like they have something to offer to the youth. You use basketball as a tool to offer them something a little more than that. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about Damian Lillard a little bit. First team. Do you think he deserved it? He earned it? There's a lot of controversy around it. Of course, you might have a biased answer as a coach, but I think he earned it. I think he deserved it as well. It could have went other ways, but how you feel about it?
Well, I mean, a lot of times I think people get caught up in a lot of different things. Numbers sometimes. People say, well, this guy, like Russell Westbrook, who I love too. I was with Oklahoma City for a few years, so got a different affinity for him. But, he averaged a triple-double, so he should have been on first team. You got Steph Curry, who's still Steph Curry. He should have been on first team. I mean, you got a lot of guys that are just as deserving. Only one can get it. When all those things are equal, in Dame's situation, Damian averaged 27, so I think he averaged a little more as far as points than those other guys, or somewhere in the ballpark. Similar rebounds, similar assists. The numbers are similar. So then you go to the next thing. Okay, so who are their teammates? Well, Russell has some pretty good teammates. And I think Steph's teammates are pretty good. But Dame's team finished third in the West. Better than Russell's team. Right behind Steph's team. I mean, I think a lot of that comes into play when you got to make a decision like who deserves to be on the first team. Damian had to do so much more to elevate his team to even come close to being in third place in the West. And, again, I get an inside look, so I know exactly how much he has to do aside from the stuff he does on the court. He has to help manage his teammates. He got to do stuff early in the game. He got to do stuff to get them involved so they can get going because they can't create their own shot. So it's a lot of things he has to do that those other guys just don't have to do. So I have like you said, I got a biased opinion, but I know he deserved it. Facts.
So we have one thing we call barbershop talk.
Yeah.
That everybody gonna ask that question. Right now, LBJ is the GOAT. He is the greatest in the league right now. But when it's all said and done, who is your GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Easy.
I don't even think it's I don't think it's much of an argument. I think Michael Jordan's the greatest ever.
All right. So when you finish coaching, what's one thing you're gonna take away when you close your Raptors, you hang your jersey up? What's one thing you're gonna take away from your lessons in the NBA, coaching, and everything else?
Man, that's a good question. I think what I want to take away more than anything is that I help everybody that I touch grow in some form or fashion. That's what I want to take away more than anything, is to be able to help other people.
Well, once again, you done helped us doing this interview, man, and welcome to the huddle, bro. I appreciate it.
Help me grow and help. This will help me get to anywhere close to where I am. And I got a son that's 12, and I told him, I was like, look, we got to go down here. We got to see our people, no matter what.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you.